Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners.
Goldylocks Productions presents the Live from Little Bear Sanctuary show with Christopher Vane. Enjoy topics such as the vegan lifestyle, sanctuary media highlights, and spotlighting new rescues.
Happy Friday, friends. Welcome to the Live from Little Bear Sanctuary show. I'm your host, Chris Vane. I'm happy it's Friday. Happy Friday, Elizabeth. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Periscope, make sure you sign in and say hello. We love when you ask questions. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, especially on YouTube, and like our videos. Subscribe to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube. It really helps our numbers and gets us out there to a lot more people, isn't it? It's terrible that we have to do that but it's we appreciate you guys taking the time to do all of that. How's everything, Elizabeth? Elizabeth is one of our cool kids who tunes in on Fridays. Glad to see you here, sweetie. What else can I tell you? You can also watch us on demand if you've missed any shows. On demand on the Goldylocks YouTube. I think you can watch them on Facebook too, Tiffany, I think, on demand. And you can also watch them on the Little Bear Sanctuary website. We have a section where you can see them all. So we got a good show today. We actually have two guests, but before we get to them, I wanted to share today's video of the day. It's really cute. While Tiffany brings that up, yesterday I had a spa day. I got to do a deprivation tank, a floating tank. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I had been wanting to do this for as long as I can remember. I first read about it in the 70s, and what it is you're inside this enclosed bubble tank that's filled with water with a high concentration of magnesium and sodium, so much so that you actually float in the water. And it's body temperature. And what you do is you take a shower first. They have all the sanitary stuff in place, which is great. You get in your birthday suit, you close down the lid, and then you have an option to keep lights on or turn them off. And I chose the full deprivation, so no sound, no light. And you literally float like weightless for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever time. I did the full 60 minutes. And I got to tell you guys, I seriously needed that. It was a real reset. And it's amazing how your mind is so busy. Like when I first closed it, I'm like laying there and my mind is going blah, 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 blah. And probably it took around, I'm guessing 15 minutes before I started, those to slow down and concentrate on my breathing. And man, it was really amazing. Weird not having a sense of time, not knowing when the hour was over, zero light, zero sound. If you're claustrophobic, I don't recommend it, but great experience. It's a place in Fort Myers called Cloud 9 Float Spa, and they are on Metropolis Avenue. Good morning, Wilma. Yes, Elizabeth, it does sound claustrophobic. It is if you're claustrophobic. Here's the video of today, of the day. All right, guys. So we had babies this weekend. One of our mama pigs gave birth to these adorable little piggies. These guys are 5 days old in this video. Look at them. 5 days old. That's mama right there. And she is such an amazing mom. I want you guys to watch that big brown one running around, because he's a troublemaker. She's real. She's such a good mom. Look at that spotted one. Is that spotted one the cutest thing ever? She's letting him out now. Look at that little brown guy. He's a troublemaker. He's going around beating everybody up, biting their ears. Look at that. They're healthy. They're doing really great. It's our first birth here, so it's been amazing to be a part of this experience. And and yeah, she won't let me get too close to them yet. She doesn't want me petting them. So I've been trying to be good and give her space. And those babies will remain with mom forever here at the sanctuary. We don't split up families. Yeah, we do spay and neuter all our pigs, by the way. This was a complete accident. Sometimes we don't know if our female pigs are spayed because it's not obvious, and we don't want to do a double surgery. So there's a few pigs where we were unsure if they were spayed. Now we know. A wild boar had got into the property and had his way with her, and that's why they have those cute little stripes, those brown ones. That black and white spotted one, man, I don't know where he came from. So anyway, they've been a source of entertainment for the past few days for sure. So back to floating. Cloud 9 Float Spa and Wellness Center in Fort Myers on Metropolis Avenue. And I don't know if you guys can see this picture, but this is, let me see if I can get you guys see that tank there. That's what the tank looks like. And literally it's gigantic. It fills the room, and you can stretch out there, and yeah, it was just what I needed. I definitely needed that. Oh yeah, and if you mention my name, Chris Vane, they will give you 10% off your first float. So check them out, Metropolis Avenue in Fort Myers. Tell them Chris Vane sent you, and you'll get 10% off your first float. And I can't wait to go back. The staff there was amazing. It's very private. You're in the room by yourself. There's a shower. They give you everything you need. They give you earplugs for your ears. Your ears, if you do a true float, they will give you something for a neck support, which bothered me too much. So I did a really true float, and your ears are underwater the whole time. So it does come to about here. There we go. This way. Doesn't cover your mouth or your nose or your eyes. So yeah, if you're claustrophobic. They do have an open system if you're not claustrophobic. If you are claustrophobic, I mean, and I don't think it would be exactly like the deprivation, but it is open. So, and you can keep the light on in the enclosed one. So, and they have a couples if you want to do it with a friend or your buddy or your partner. They have a couples float tank that fits 2 people. So I'm thinking about that one maybe, because Randy definitely needs a day off too. Highly favored 1203 says, it sounds amazing. I'm in Florida. We'll check it out. Welcome to the show. Laura. Hey, Laura. Laura Mara signed in. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Yes, Laura loves a little dotted piggy. She's I think it's a girl. There's a boy and a girl, and I haven't been able to get close to the spotted one yet. So yeah, I think it's a girl though. I think it's a girl. I see some naming contests coming up soon. All right, what else can I tell you? I can't believe it's November 20th, and I forgot to tell you guys about No Shave November. I do this every single year. It's been around, oh gosh, it's been around for years. No Shave November is for the month of November, way back in the day when it started, you were supposed to grow a mustache for the month of November to bring awareness to men's health, in particular, prostate cancer and testicular cancer. Because as you know, most guys are not the best in taking care of themselves, and because guys have a prostate, the number one way to diagnose prostate cancer is a digital rectal exam. and that's the nice way of saying the doctor is, or healthcare practitioner, it doesn't have to be a doctor, uses his finger, puts it up your bum to feel your prostate and check it if it's enlarged, if there are any masses, if there's lumps. And then there's a blood test called the PSA, which is a prostate-specific antigen, which can also check, but it's not like that digital exam. A lot of guys are embarrassed by it. I used to be in healthcare in New York, and I lost count how many times I gave that exam. Nobody likes it. It doesn't hurt. It's a little uncomfortable, but guys, you got to do it. If you're 35 years or older, it's definitely recommended. If you have a history of prostate cancer in your family, also before you're 35, get to the doctor, start having those tests done. Testicular cancer, just like women do breast exams, men have to do testicular exams. Your doctor can show you how to do that. Again, it is what it is. The doctors, they see that shit all day long, pardon my French. So don't be embarrassed. It's needed. So in November, back in the day, like I said, you would grow a mustache and people would say, "Oh my God, you're growing a mustache." And that would lead into a conversation of, well, it's No Shave November, and I'm doing this because of men's health. And it was a great way for guys to talk to other guys about men's health, especially prostate and testicular. The movement has grown dramatically. It's grown to also discuss mental health and suicide prevention, and also they give you some tips on being a man and not being a man in the old sense of the word, but they list five things every man should think about. I think everybody should think about it, but especially men. Spend time with people who make you feel good is number one. 2, talk more. Guys don't like to talk. 3, know the numbers. Know how old you are when you need these tests. Know the PSAs. Know the statistics. It's important. Number 4, know your nuts. Literally, know your nuts. And 5, move more, exercise, etc. If you go to us.movember.com, you can see all the information on there. Anyway, I've been growing my beard. I always grow my beard for the month of November. And since I have one anyway, I know it's hard to see and I'm so gray. But yeah, I can't believe I waited till the 20th to share that with you guys. So if you have an important guy in your life, man, get them to the doctor. Make sure they've had their prostate screened. It's so easy to do. All right. So what else are we going to talk about today? I'm waiting for my first guest to arrive. We have Torre Washington is a guest today, and waiting for him to log into the studio. Torre, log into the studio. Let me know if you're having any trouble. In the meantime, what else can we talk about? The holidays are coming up, guys. We don't have a show next week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. So our next show is going to be December 4th. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes to give some thanks to everyone who's been watching. You guys have made this show so much fun for me. It's gosh, we're only 3 months in, but I'm really enjoying spending Fridays with you guys. Thank you guys for spending time with me and logging in and saying hello and telling your friends. It's really been an honor for me to be a part of your guys' lives and to help educate you guys about veganism and compassion and men's health. And gosh, we talk about a lot of stuff, don't we? Thank you to my incredible producer, Tiffany, who inspires me to log on every Friday and do this, because I know if it was for me after my first show, I probably would have closed the computer and never done this again. So, man, Tiffany, you're an inspiration to me too. So thank you so much for keeping it real for me. I really appreciate it. Just looking to see here. All right, so going through my notes here, waiting for logins. Elizabeth, what do vegans eat for Thanksgiving? Sounds like a joke, but I'm really asking. Good question, Elizabeth. There are, I have an article that I printed that I meant to read last week on, probably not going to find it. Anyway, there are, oh gosh, I think there are at least 12 different companies that are making Thanksgiving roasts. In Publix, which is a supermarket chain here, and your regular supermarket chains, you can always find the tofurkey roast, and it's a plant-based roast. Excuse me. It's really good. Follow the directions exactly though. It's really, really good. It's affordable, less money than a turkey. And it's called the tofurkey roast. I think they offer a couple different packages. And Field Roast is another company that makes they make a couple different roasts. One is a larger, it's an encrusted, has a like a puff pastry outside to it, and stuffed with vegan sausage and all this great stuff. It's really amazing. And they have a similar to a ham type roast, and it's sort of shaped like a mini ham, I guess. And it even has the netting, and that one's excellent. High in sodium, but man, it tastes really good. What else? I know that Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, I know a lot of those companies are now making their own plant-based roasts. There's a lot of different companies who, if you go to Veg News, I always use Veg News, they're a fantastic source, vegnews.com, they have an article and they list I think the 12 top roasts for vegan roasts for Thanksgiving. They're so good. With that said, gosh, I should have looked up the statistics for how many turkeys are being slaughtered right now for Thanksgiving. I know we don't like to talk about it, but it's in the millions upon millions upon millions. Tiffany just posted it, vegnews.com. Look up the article for the vegan roasts. I have not had one that I didn't like, honestly. So, and I've tried them all. If you follow my personal Instagram, Christopher Vane, probably go back a year or two, which isn't hard. I don't post that much. And I did a whole review of, I literally, the week before Thanksgiving, I cooked a different roast every day and gave a review. But there's a lot more now than there were back then. So yeah. Real easy to find. Like I said, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Publix here in Florida. What's the Teeter's chain store? I forget what it is. I think you guys have it up north. Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for asking that, Elizabeth. And of course, mashed potatoes, cranberry, veggies, all that stuff is vegan anyway. And you can, get yourself some plant-based butter for those potatoes. Plant-based sour cream is amazing. Ton of different brands. Lots of dairy-free alternatives to use instead of, your butter and your milk. Cashew milk, I highly recommend using cashew milk in place of your standard milk, especially for mashed potatoes. Really gives it that perfect creamy consistency. Yeah, if you use something like coconut milk or one of the others, it does have that coconut taste. So yeah, cashew milk, that's my go-to for any kind of sauce. If you're going to make, a cream gravy, cashew milk, works excellent. I take a spoon of, oh gosh, what's the sour cream I use? It's a tofu-based sour cream. I can't think of it. Anyway, throw a dollop in, mix it all up. Fantastic. Throw a little nutritional yeast. It's a staple in a vegan household. If you don't know, nutritional yeast is a cheese-flavored B12 product. It's flakes, and they dissolve really well in heated liquid. And if you add that, it gives it that really, you can get a slight cheesy texture to it, flavor. Some people say, I'm not even going to say what I was just going to say, so never mind. I love it. Some people don't like the taste of it. I mean, I wouldn't recommend just tasting it straight, but it is really good on popcorn. If you don't like the smell or the taste, it's like one of those things like gosh, what's the herb? I'll think of it. Never mind. Anyway, so yeah, that's the cashew milk and butter is so delicious. Oh yes, there's a Miyoko's butter, guys. That literally, and I know Tiffany, my producer, can definitely vouch for that. Miyoko's Creamery, they do a cashew milk based butter that is better. It is absolutely incredible. You will never go back to regular butter again. So yeah, Miyoko's cashew milk butter, incredible. Let's look. I'm going down my list here. No guest yet. All right. So with the holidays coming up, I am wearing, guys, this is our original Little Bear Sanctuary design. Pardon my messy printer over here. We always hawk this around on the holidays. It's our original design shirt. You can find it on ftlaapparel.com, and it's a gold Swarovski crystal ink that it's turned into an ink. Our friends at FTLA Apparel turned it into our logo, and it's hard to see here, but it's got a bit of a sparkle, and it's got the gold Swarovski crystals in it. A little bit more money, great, makes a great holiday gift. You can also go to bonfire.com. We've got our bunch of t-shirts on there. Let me do this. I'm just going to check real quick. All right, so here we go. All right. I just told David to log into the studio. Hey, Gloria, how are you, sweetie? My buddy Gloria is logged in. She's coming all the way. She's watching all the way from Chile. Hey, sweetie, thanks for watching today. Thanks everybody for watching today. I think David is going to log in early, Tiffany, so just let me know when he's here. We're going to go to the David from David's Kitchen LA. He's going to be on in a couple minutes, and he's going to bake an amazing vegan chocolate chip 3-layer pumpkin chocolate chip cake that looks absolutely incredible. So while they getting ready for him, what else can I tell you guys about? Holidays, yes, Amazon Smile. If you shop on Amazon, and I know you can do this from the app now too, where before you couldn't. So if you're on Amazon, if you use the app, if you're on the website, you can add us to your Amazon Smile account, which is, Tiffany put it up right here. If you follow that link and you add Little Bear Sanctuary as your nonprofit, Amazon will donate, I think it's like 0.05% of your total purchases to the sanctuary, and we receive that money quarterly. So it's adding up, guys. You guys have been amazing. We just got a notice of last month's donation, and it was about $150, which, gosh, guys, 0.05%. That's a lot of money. So thank you to everybody who's listed us on your Amazon Smile. It really helps the sanctuary. It's free for you. Other free ways to, like us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, like our posts, share our posts, subscribe to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube. Hit those like buttons. It really helps us get to a higher place in social media. And unfortunately, it's about the numbers. I mean, that's the way social media works. So these are great ways to support us and not having to spend any money. Share our posts, tell your friends to like our pages. We have a new, we have a brand new Patreon, finally. And it's right here. It's hard to do this on the screen. Patreon.com/Little Bear Sanctuary. And I want to thank Kim, who's logged in today, for putting that together for us. And thank you, Tiffany, for pushing my butt to finally get one up, because Kim has been driving me crazy for 3 years about it. So yeah, we have a Patreon up, and what that is it's a monthly way to donate to the sanctuary, and what you receive is behind the scenes footage, pictures, videos that we don't share on social media. We make it just for you, for our patrons, and we've got quite a few videos up right now and some pics. And thank you everybody so far who signed up. Really appreciate it. And it's all different donor levels, from $5 a month to $200 a month, and each level you get a different product, different experience, a different couple different, you can read all the different levels of sponsorship. It's a lot of fun, and we make those videos and pics just for our patrons. They're not posted anywhere else to any site. So it's a great way to support the sanctuary. It's a lot of fun. We do plan on doing some live events for patrons. So yeah, if you got $5 to spare or $15 or more, head over to patreon.com/Little Bear Sanctuary and take a look at what we have to offer. You can unlock stuff like t-shirts and organic tote bags, stickers, hoodies, it's all part of the package, depending on which package you choose. So yeah, very excited about that. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Tiffany. All right. Let's see. David is here, so we're going to bring him on.
Hey, Chris. Hi from Los Angeles.
Hey, David. How's it going?
I'm great. And hello, my kitchenettes out there. Thank you for coming out to the show. Chris, thank you for having me back. My show, we just never know how it's going to go. Am I going to be like,
true? I can't tell you how many people loved our first show together. So I know we're going to be making this a regular. And I got to tell you, this cake today that you're making looks absolutely incredible. I was a little too lazy to make a 3-layer cake, so I'm not going to be joining you, but I am going to be watching you.
Okay, that's great. It's interesting. I was thinking it was just on the 17th was a year that I was actually at the Little Bear Sanctuary when I got to see you.
That's right. Can you believe it? An entire year. It really feels like you were just here. I
know. And I can't thank you enough for helping us adopt the new little member of our family, Gigolo, who's a long-haired.
Yes, Gigolo.
Yeah.
So. Yes. David's a good friend of mine. David and I have known each other since before sliced bread was invented. And he visited us. I can't believe it was a year ago. I found a little rescue dachshund, and David flew in with his hubby and adopted this adorable dachshund named Gigolo. And man, he loves his new family, and he loves his brother and sister.
Yes, they're very. He very quickly got acclimated to the LA lifestyle. That's for sure. You know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, today I'm going to go ahead and make a Thanksgiving favorite of mine, and this is a recipe that I actually veganized, and I'm always so surprised at how easy it is to do it. But there was only one swap out in the actual cake, and that was swapping out regular eggs, and I'm going to use just egg today. And when I make the frosting, it was just swapping out cream cheese for the plant-based cream cheese and the butter for the plant-based butter. So that both worked out really well, and I'm going to show you how I put this together.
Yeah. That just egg was a game changer for me.
Yes, thank you for introducing me to it, because prior to that, and sometimes I still do use the ground up flax seeds with water, and depending on what recipe I'm making, I'll choose to use that over the just egg. But I'm finding if I'm baking something that's a lighter cake texture, I'll use the just egg. So we're going to get the cake started today. And Chris, if you need to time me out because the other guest ends up coming on, that's fine. I'm flexible to support you in whatever you need to do. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it, David. I'm
Great.
I'm glad you're here today.
The first thing we're going to do is start with the dry ingredients. Ready to go?
Yeah, he just popped on.
Okay.
You want me to run to him quick, and then we'll.
Yeah,
go ahead. Mix it all up, and then we'll go back and forth. Mix it all up. Do it. Yeah.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do is get the dry ingredients together, and we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and we have 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Hold on, David. David, hold on a second. Hey, Torre. I sent your assistant the login for the show. If you could check with her, and actually there's a private link, Torre, for you to log in and join the show. He's here live. He's typing to us from YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, Torre, you should have an email. I sent your assistant an email with a link to actually join us. Hopefully you can do that, and we'll see you soon. All right, go ahead, David. Sorry,
right.
Sorry for the interruption.
It's 2 cups
miscommunication.
Sure, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie seasoning. It has cinnamon and cloves, and just sort of stir these dry ingredients with a fork and go ahead and set them to the side. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our wet ingredients. And first of all, while it's not wet, we're going to make it wet. You're going to take 2 cups of granulated sugar. You're going to take 1 cup of canola oil. You're going to take 4 vegan eggs, which is just about 1/2 container of the just egg. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour that in there because I know that's exactly what I had left. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And the first thing that you want to do is just go ahead and mix all of this in the mixer until it's incorporated. And after that's incorporated, we'll go ahead and add our dry ingredients all at one time. So we're going to mix this up a little bit. Doesn't take much. You just want to get it mixed up. Also, scrape down the sides to make sure that you don't have any clumps of sugar that got stuck to the side. And now we're going to go ahead and add our dry ingredients. Like I said, all at one time is fine. And we're just going to go ahead and stir this a little bit until it's incorporated.
I love your kitchen, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's definitely a lot of fun. I love to have, I'm definitely a person of color, so I love to have a lot of color in the background. So,
I can tell.
And I'm not such a formal person. I know a lot of people have very formal, dark or stark white kitchens. I like to have a carnival kitchen.
I love the yellow KitchenAid too.
Yes, yes. That was a challenge to figure out which KitchenAid I want. And Fortunately, my husband being an architect and has the sense of design that I don't, he was like, oh, you got to go with the orange because it contrasts yet accentuates the blue. So there you go. All right, after you mixed up the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients, you're going to go ahead and put in one 14-ounce can of pumpkin. And you're going to stir that in. Just a little bit. And then last but not least, you're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of mini vegan chocolate chips and just stir that in until it's incorporated. So at this point, Chris, it's a perfect time for us to, do a transition if you're ready, because what I'll do is get these in the pan. I'm actually using, to the magic of television, 3 8-inch cake pans that are have some cooking oil in them with some parchment paper, which is always important. Also for this cake, if you don't want to use 3 8-inch cake pans, you could use 2 9-inch cake pans. You could also make this in a butt pan and just adjust the cooking time to almost an hour. You'll have to check it based on your oven.
It's funny you say that. I was talking with my producer Tiffany today, and we were both like, I was going to make it like I did the last time, and I said, "There's no way I'm making a 3-layer cake for tomorrow's show." And we both, Tiffany and I both said at the same time, we're going to do it as a bunt, and just with icing. So I'm so glad you mentioned that. So there you go, Tiffany. Great minds think alike.
Yes, I've actually made this as a bunt, and I just made a convection of sugar and almond milk, convection of sugar, cocoa powder, and almond milk, and made a drizzle of glaze. It was perfect.
Oh, wow, cool. Yeah.
We're
still waiting for Torre to log in. Torre, I only have your assistant's email. You want me to... Tiffany, can you resend Torre's assistant the login email? All right. Tiffany's going to work on that. Sorry for the mix-up, Torre. I'm sure she's sending it out.
While you're waiting for that, I'm getting every last bit of the pumpkin out of the can because I was trying to rush before and I didn't have it all in here. Let me go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Torre, we sent it again.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking to Torre. Sorry, David. Is it possible to, Tiffany? Is it possible? Oh, there you go. Tiffany, you can see it. Torre at torrewashington.com. Can you send the link to him personally? All right, Torre, got your email. It's on the way. And all right.
Chris, I'll take your cue. Do you want me to move on to the final step because I'm ready? And then you just
keep going.
And then you can close it out. Going. Okay. So guys, I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to put this in the oven a little later. And thanks to the magic of television, voila, we already have the second step ready to go. So what I've done is I've taken the liberty of getting this ready for us so I can show you what the final step looks like. Guys, one of the things that I really tell people when you're making a cake, try to do it in 2 days. Make the cake itself, let it cool completely, wrap it in plastic wrap, and then put it in the refrigerator. And then the next day, ice it. So that's what I did with these layers. As you can see, here's one of them right here, taking out of the refrigerator. And I went ahead and made the frosting in advance just because I didn't know how much time I was going to have today. It's really easy. You just take, like I said, you take 1 stick of vegan butter, 1 package, 8 ounces of vegan cream cheese, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and then about 4 to 5 cups of powdered sugar. Mix it all together until it's nice and creamy. Really beat it in the mixer for about 5 minutes. It puts some air into the frosting. And I'm going to decorate this one like they call it a naked cake. So I just simply put the layer down, put a layer of frosting, put the second layer down, a layer of frosting. And when you're doing the frosting, use your offset spatula and kind of push it towards the edge so that you get a rim, and it's okay if a little bit comes over the side, because what you want to ultimately end up doing is being able to see that frosting on the sides of the cake. And then last but not least, I'm going to take our third layer and put the third layer on top. Whenever you're making a cake, always put the flat layer to sit on the top so it gives you a nice flat surface. And then we're just going to go ahead and dollop quite a bit of this frosting on top. And using your cake turntable, if you don't have one, just put your plate on a flat surface and turn it around. And, you know, turn the table and push the frosting towards the outside. And basically, there you go. Very rustic looking. You don't have to make this looking very fancy or not. I don't know how good you can see that, but there you go.
Oh my God.
And, you know, if you want to put some orange sprinkles or what have you on there, I would go ahead and do that. You know, for the holidays, I know a lot of us aren't going to be with other people, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to stop from making it special. So make something like this. And, you know, if you don't want to eat it all, give some to your friends and neighbors, and you can share it that way. But thanks for having me on the show again today. I'll stay in the backstage if you need me later on. And I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you try this cake and send us some messages on how it turned out.
Quick question.
Yeah.
The 3 layers, you'd bake them all at once?
Yes. Yep. 3 8-inch pans will fit fine. If you want to, I cook them for about 30 minutes. After 20 minutes, if your oven has hot spots, if you want to move the pans around a little bit, that's fine. If you have a convection oven, even better. You don't have to worry about moving them at all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that was lightning speed.
Cut a piece. Aren't you going to try it? Everybody wants to.
Of course. Yes, absolutely. I thought you'd never ask. So let me show you what this looks like here.
Tori, did you get the email? Sign in, Tori. We got 20 minutes left, Tori.
All right, guys, here it comes. Voila, 3 layers of delicious cake. I'll set it up here, and I'll bring it a little closer to the camera. Nom, 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 nom. I'm certainly
amazing.
So I guess I get to eat this for breakfast, right?
Yeah, oh my gosh, right? Yeah, you're out in LA, so yeah. That looks amazing.
It's really good. It's really pretty easy to make, and I hope that you guys, give it a try. And like I said, it still tastes the same. It's in a different shape. So if you want to throw it in a 9-inch pan or whatever you want to do,
a bun cake.
Yeah. The point of the matter is do it and enjoy it.
Yeah. Awesome. And it's the easy ingredients, easy to make.
Yeah. I think you ought to make it for Thanksgiving, Chris. You got plenty of time now.
I have so much time, David. I'll probably do the bunt version.
Yeah.
I love pumpkin. I love chocolate. I love that cream cheese frosting.
Yeah. It's like everybody thought chocolate and peanut butter was like the best thing ever. But chocolate and pumpkin, I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Awesome.
I actually created my own latte concoction at a national coffee chain, and I get the pumpkin latte, and I say I want 1 pump of pumpkin and 1 pump of mocha.
Okay.
It's great. So now you have like a chocolate pumpkin latte. And they're like, oh, that sounds pretty good.
Nice. Very nice. Awesome. Great. How's life in LA?
It's good. We're, just, being safe, staying at home. But fortunately, the weather's good here, and it'll be a sunny holiday, but we're just going to be the 2 of us, Steve and I. Of course, I love turkey, so I love cooking. I'm going to make turkey. I'm going to make some roasted root vegetables like rutabagas and parsnips and turnips, which a lot of people like, but they're really good. I'm going to make a video of making that, and I'll post it on David's Kitchen LA. So if anybody wants to watch or try making that. It's absolutely fabulous. I mean, I love it when I make that and people are like, "Oh, who eats rutabagas or turnips?"
Right, exactly.
Wow, they're really
David,
good.
Close out your segment like you usually do. We're gonna say goodbye.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all. Stay safe, and for God's sakes, wash your hands. Ciao.
Ciao, David. But I think Torre Washington is in the house. I think here he is. Torre Washington, how are you, man?
I'm hungry now because, you know,
I know, right?
See that cake video first because, woo!
That cake looks good, right?
It looks very, very good.
All right. Thanks for being here today. Sorry for all the confusion.
No,
you made it. You made it.
If you know, usually in these times, it works out the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times we kind of get frazzled because it's not going the way that the plan was meant. But the plan was actually meant to go opposite according to how we wanted it to be, and here we are. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right. I believe that too. Let me introduce my guest today. If you don't know who he is, I'm going to cheat and read your bio. He is an NASM certified coach. That's the National Academy of Sport Medicine, and an IFBB Pro, which is the International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness. Raised vegetarian and vegan since 1998. He built his physique entirely on a plant-based regimen without the aid of supplements since 2009. His training style focuses on physical symmetry and aesthetics. He disassembles your physique and reassembles it back to the way you want it to be, and has therefore become one of the most sought-after coaches of celebrities and bodybuilders globally. He also advocates for veganism to his global fan base and brings to light the plight of animals and the need to heal Mother Earth through living a more plant-based vegan lifestyle. He's been featured in a lot of magazines, including GQ. So here he is today, the amazing, compassionate, and very handsome Torre Washington. Welcome. Glad you made it.
Thank you very much. I guess I can leave now. I think you did everything with that.
I know, right? Thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Are you in Florida?
Yes, I am.
That's what I thought. Okay. 80% of my viewers are female, and man, were they sending me the emails this week. They were all looking forward to seeing you. They wanted to know if you were single.
Yes, I am.
Oh, there you go, ladies. He's single. So let's dispel some myths. Just last week, I've been vegan for 10 years, not as long as you. Just last week, someone actually asked me, and I still get this, where do you get your protein? And, you know, I cracked up laughing because I thought they were joking, because it's like the number one meme of all vegans is, how do you get your protein? So let's dispel it. Where do you get your protein, Torre?
You know, it's so interesting that you say that because, Chris, I honestly don't get that question anymore. What I get is, what are your major sources? Like what is one of your top sources? Because I think now, even though there are people that still ask that question, most people understand that you can get protein from plants and fruits alike. But a lot of times, even when I mention that a whole watermelon has 28 grams of protein, people are dumbfounded, like, what? Protein is in watermelon? Yes. Yep. And they cannot believe that. So for me, I've been, I've had soy sources of protein from the day I was born, because my mother raised us vegetarian. And she raised us vegetarian because of the lifestyle that she chose to partake, which is that of a 7-day Adventist. And as a 7-day Adventist, they looked at the health message as an important aspect of human existence on this earth in order to move on to the next kingdom. And so we had to follow those beliefs. And so my mom fed us soy products that basically were, of course, a lot different than what we have now. So tofu has been a staple in my nutritional guidelines. It's tofu, tempeh, and then as the world started to expanding, chefs started to create all these different things. Seitan came around, which is the wheat protein, Then I'm starting to eat more beans, lentils, kidney beans, navy beans, lupini beans, chickpeas, garbanzo, all of those sources. Those are my top sources. Tempeh, you name it. Those are the things that I really utilize for protein when I'm thinking of protein. But I typically just like to eat food. That's why that cake looks so good.
Yeah, right. I follow your Instagram. You take a lot of pictures with pizza.
Oh, and I get that question. What's your favorite food? I'm like, I don't know. I like food, so it's hard to have a favorite. But I guess pizza is, because there was a time when we didn't have this type of delicacies around. When I was younger, being vegetarian, I would order a cheese pizza and pull the cheese off.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And eat it like that. That's how much I still wanted the pizza. I still wanted the sauce.
Sure. Yeah, we're both big fans of Mora Pizza. They're pretty amazing with their good stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're in Florida, Mora Pizza, Miami, pretty incredible.
And that's interesting. I went the first time and I kept hearing about them. Yeah. And then I saw some pictures and people were telling me about it. And I said, what is this? They had all these dessert style pizzas.
Yes.
So I finally went. Oh, it was so good. Oh my God.
Good stuff, right? Good stuff. Yeah. So I read that you don't take supplements.
So the big thing about supplements is when I started my bodybuilding career or in venture, basically, because I was into bodybuilding early on, and that was really because of my fascination with comic book heroes like Wolverine, Superman. And I say fascination, it's not that they lifted weights, but how their physiques look. They look like they had that superhero. Superheroes typically are built with muscles. And I said, okay, I don't like how things are going in my life right now. Maybe I can do this and follow after these guys. And so I just started to work out. But the workout really came through me seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger and seeing some of his old pumping iron videos and reading his bodybuilding book and then seeing him in movies. And I realized that that's how he did it. And so I didn't want to take any supplements. I didn't want to take anything. I mean, I was eating, and I figured because I've been being raised with such a natural lifestyle, I just wanted to focus more on just eating food, because I always had this thing where I wanted to eat. I didn't want to drink or take something to fulfill that nutritional need. I wanted to fill my stomach and feel that food in my mouth and in my belly. And so I was against it. And it's not until I say about maybe 3 years ago, Chris, where I started to dabble in supplements, because I started to, as you grow, you evolve, or as we should. You should change, you should evolve, whether that's you regress or you progress. I look to progress and become more compassionate, a better human being for humanity. And so I saw that supplements have their place. Some people need them because they don't have the opportunity or the convenience or the time to always eat. So they want to take a shake and keep it moving because they just have to get through their day. And so I had to recognize that. And so instead of demonizing, because I was bashing them kind of, I don't need supplements. You don't need supplements. Supplements aren't called a necessity. They're called supplements. And then I started to intake only protein powder and BCAAs, which are just, protein powders, it's really more of a convenience, because there are times as I'm competing when I go into a point where I'm creating a caloric deficit, and instead of having muscle wasting where I'm using muscle for energy, I increase my protein intake, so therefore I can kind of combat that process. And the BCAAs is just another byproduct of protein, which is branched chain amino acids, or the building blocks of protein. So it's just really me just making sure I stay in a protein synthesis mode, anabolic mode, to continue building muscle and maintaining, versus going into a catabolic nature where I'm burning away muscle just to get a specific look. So it's just been recent, but for the most part, what you see, I built just eating food and working out.
Yeah, amazing stuff. You talked about when you were young, you used to love to take things apart and put them back together and see how they could work. And I know you have a degree in engineering. What happened the day you decided to become vegan? Was there did you see something? Did it happen naturally? What was that step the day you decided I'm going to stop eating animals?
So that's an interesting story, and it can be long or it can be short and straight to the point, but I'll kind of give you a halfway of it. I was raised vegetarian, and then, my family background is Jamaican. My mom's Jamaican, and we lived in Jamaica, and my brother was born in Jamaica, but I was born in the US. And so born in Alabama, I was born in Alabama. We lived there for a couple of years, about 7 to 9 years. And we then moved to Jamaica to make life a little bit easier for my mom, being a single mother, her wanting to be able to put together a better plan and create more income for herself and us. So we lived with her parents. And during that time frame, we ended up changing our eating habits because our grandparents didn't know what vegetarian or vegan was. They were very lost, and they figured they're living with us, they're going to basically eat what we give them. And so we had to concede and eat whatever they gave us. And so at that time, I was consuming meat per se, pretty much the Jamaican style, nothing a standard American diet.
Yeah.
So we lived there, went to school there, and coming back to the States, I kind of, being in Jamaica, attached me to my Jamaican roots and culture. And I started to get more into Rastafari, hence the locks, and Bob Marley, and listen to music and reading more on Rasta and resistance, understanding the whole Rasta lifestyle. And that lifestyle also had a way of eating, which was considered Ital. Ital being a Rastafari lingo of natural, taking the nat part out, not the natural out, and putting Ital, because I was symbolic with putting yourself at one with the Most High, with God, with Jah, as Rastas claim. And so seeing a lot of Rastas not still eating that way, still eating chicken and fish, I said, I don't want to be associated with an ideal only because it looks cool and it sounds cool. I'm going to really, truly take it all the way. And so the real Rastas in the bushes of Jamaica and the jungles of Jamaica, the bushes of Jamaica, were eating like that. And so I said, I'm going to be Ital, strictly Ital, make sure there's no milk, no dairy in my food. No, I'm going to check the ingredients for the bread and all of that. And I made that decision on my own because my integrity was very important. And I didn't want to be considered a hypocrite in my own conscience, because to the world, Rastafari is cool. You're Bob Marley, you have dreads, you smoke weed, and you listen to the reggae, and Jamaica, So I think that for myself, and later on, Chris, as I started to evolve with this lifestyle, people then came up to me and said, they asked me how I ate. They always questioned how I look and how I ate because it didn't register. You look like that, but you don't eat meat. I don't understand that. How do you do that? How do you live? Like, how are you alive?
How are you alive?
You eat? What in the world? And then they said, I think you're vegan. What is vegan? I didn't know what vegan was. I had to kind of look it up and understand it. And I thought vegan was only what you ate. Yeah. I didn't realize there was a whole lifestyle behind it that consists of clothing, cars, shoes, environment, activism, saving animals from slaughterhouses. I didn't know none of that. That became new to me. So, but yeah, that's how I made that switch.
Yeah. So pretty much naturally. That's pretty impressive. I read on your Instagram, you said it's an amazing experience when you can save an animal or a being from slaughter and provide a home or a safe haven for them to be free. That's how it should be with your mind as well. Free your mind and the animals too. Talk about freeing your mind. When you say free your mind, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it means so many different things. One of a favorite term that I pretty much put together for myself is called life, living in freedom every day. And freedom to me is being able to speak my mind the way I want to, not be dictated by money, not be dictated by anybody else's power over me, and allowing myself to think freely, because I think what tends to happen is you are brought up to think almost as your parents do, because we don't realize that children are their own being, their own person. But because they're living in a home with their parents, you almost want them to be a better version of you. So you apply your ideals and your thought process and who you are on them. And when they don't exceed or meet those requirements, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so the freedom of mind and the freedom of just being who you are is allowing yourself and accepting others too, to be who they truly are inside and deep within. And I don't think most of us are able to come to that conclusion because we aren't given the opportunity or take it upon ourselves the initiative to really look at who we are and what our purpose is on this planet, in this space and time with all of these individuals, because everybody has a unique purpose. And if we can learn to truly coexist with one another, I mean, the world would be such a better place. And so when we all free our mind, because, Bob Marley talks a lot about that, enslavement of the mind. It's kind of like those memes you've seen where a horse is tied up to a fence and you can take away the fence and the horse will still stand there because it's still accustomed to being in that same position. And so I really look to free my mind by doing things that I know that serve a better purpose, but also is indicative of me wanting to continuously evolve and continuously improve upon who I am.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, today more than ever, we really need to be kind to each other. So much hate going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
It's a little sad. So yeah, we on my humble little show here, we always try to keep it positive, and
yes,
it's such a great message for everybody who's going to see this, and yeah, kindness, man. We really need to be more understanding of each other, and I think when something bothers you, you have to look within yourself to see what it is that person is making you upset about. And I think a lot of people, I don't think we take that time to just stop for a minute, and we're lots of judgmental people.
And it's interesting, Chris, we've been actually given that time now. We've been given that time to really sit down and really focus on ourselves. But then we are distracted again. Hey, watched everything on television.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought I would have time for myself. No, we got this one came out, this came out, this came out, this came out. So you're just constantly distracted from going within to seeing what's going on within. Therein lies the truth.
Absolutely. Running this sanctuary, I mean, I just never have enough free time. Yesterday, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show, but I got to do a deprivation tank yesterday.
Oh, I think I've heard that. What is a deprivation tank?
It's you're enclosed literally in a tank that's filled with magnesium and sodium water that's so dense that you float. And you pull the tank closed, you're in complete darkness, complete silence, and you float in the darkness, like zero, zero sound, zero light. And it's like you're floating in outer space. And the water is the same temperature as your body. So you don't actually feel it. And you could do it 30 minutes. You could do it an hour. I did it for a full hour, and man, was that a wonderful reset. You got to try it. There's a place in Fort Myers that has it. It's
the only thing I've done is what's that chamber? It's kind of, I don't know, bariatric chamber. I forget what it's called. But
yeah, the bariatric chamber.
Yeah, I've done that. I did it in LA with Karen. You know Karen? She's been vegan for like 50 years.
Which Karen? I don't. Karen. I know a lot of Karens. I know a lot of Karens, man.
She had a restaurant in Chicago called Karen on Greens. But anyways, she had a location in in LA, and she had a bariatric chamber, and she invited me to come, and I did that. It was nice. And so,
Oh, wow.
it's interesting. I'm being open to a lot of these different things, and I would love to do that deprivation chamber.
You got to do it. It was amazing. I highly recommend it.
Just from you explaining it alone, Chris, I'm gonna type it up and look it up and find it. Even closer than Fort Myers here.
Yeah. Cloud9 Float Spa.
Okay.
Tell them Chris Vane sent you.
How close is Fort Myers to Orlando?
3 hours, 2.5. Okay, we're in Punta Gorda, so I'm probably 2.5 hours from Orlando. Okay. So another 30 minutes.
I didn't even realize that your farm sanctuary that close was in South Florida.
Yeah, we're here. Come visit.
I have to. Yeah,
you really do. Now that I got your email, I'm going to bother you.
What's that?
Now that I have your email, I'm going to bother you.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me.
Come visit. Really, I would love to have you come here. So I was looking. We're allowed to go over time today. We've been given a special permission to go over time a little. I saw on your website and your Instagram, you're going to announce something today. You got a special deal for people who want to get fit, want to get in shape. You want to talk about it?
Oh, man. I appreciate that because it's, typically, when I put together my programs for my website for people to do it on their own and train on their own and do things on their own, eat on their, had a little bit of anxiety because, as you create something, there are inconsistencies. There are people that may not get the same results and, they're not happy with it because maybe they're not doing it properly or whatever it may be. And so a lot of times I think these small hiccups on the way kind of limit you going full out with your plan and just saying, whatever may, just let it be. And so it took me a while to put it together. So when I put together my primer and my Nourish guides, I was very technical in my head about it because, I'm thinking, okay, what are people going to say here? What are people going to say here? So because I love the one-on-one workout and training with people because I can see and watch your body mechanics, watch your progress, and then make adjustments based on what we're seeing real time. And so what I'm getting to, so today I got together with a whole bunch of other local and global vegan people who have put together recipes, workouts, all different types of, there's even a ebook there that's created by Noah the vegan. He's a dog.
Yeah.
An ebook for food for your dog. And a lot of times, some dogs can go vegan. Of course, not all dogs, because it basically depends on how close they are to their animal, family, like wolves or what have you.
Right.
But, so basically I got together, had a plant-based bundle put together. That's, man, when I tell you, Chris, it was hard to put my program on there because the discount is ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, $50. Yeah. One of my programs is more than $50. So we getting all of that for $50.
Incredible.
It's incredible. It's almost like a no-brainer. If I didn't already have it, I would get it. Like, man, there's so many desserts and everything on there.
Yeah, for sure. And people can go to your website for that.
Yeah, they can go to my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter because I put the link on there. And if anything, I can send the link to you guys. I could put it in this chat if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead, send it. Yeah, absolutely. We'll list it on the site. Yeah,
definitely. It's a great deal. 97%, man.
Yeah, crazy. I'm taking advantage of it for sure.
Yeah. I almost look at it like Chris, like, why am I doing this again?
Hey, it's people are home. People are going to see it.
I'm always about giving back because you want people to still be able to get it because, not everybody can do, but I honestly believe there is value in the price because when you do that, people take it much more serious.
Absolutely.
If you're giving something free, you're almost like, then you just put it away.
No, it's different.
Look at it again.
Yeah, great value. Seriously, $50, man. Yeah, check that out, everybody. Any final words? Something I didn't ask you? Something you want to tell people?
Man. So one thing I really like to talk about is not taking things personal. And I think this is something that everybody can do because, we live in a time where everybody's going through stress and you don't know what someone's dealing with on a daily basis. What type of mental health issue they're dealing with, or family problems, or sickness, or health issues, or death in their family. And when people react to an action given to them, it's almost as if we react out of they're doing it on purpose, directed at you. And it could just be an after effect of something that just happened. And it's tough. Don't get me wrong. I fail at it often, but sometimes I have to think back like, okay, it's not about me. I love to give the example of we're driving in a vehicle and you're going down the road, someone cuts you off. Automatically, we're mad, like, why'd they cut me off? They didn't know Chris or Torre was in that vehicle. They don't know you. They're just, I want to get around. I got to go home. I have a starving kid at home. I may have to use the bathroom. I got to pee, or whatever it might be. I'm so tired of my job. I can't wait to get home. So it's just a lot of different things. And I think if we didn't take it personal, we could just woosah and meditate, we would be better, because that affects us when we take it personal, because it affects your psyche, raises your anxiety levels, it creates cortisol, which then puts your hormones in a different state and causes you to have all these issues going on. And so I just think we need to just take time and just realize that it's not personal. It's not a personal attack on ourselves.
Yeah, stress kills.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for being on the show today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here. I expect you to come visit us at the sanctuary. Looking forward to meeting you in person. And I hope you'll be on the show again.
Definitely, Chris.
Great to meet in person.
Apologies for the screw up. No.
Like you said, it was meant to be. I'm going to end with a quote from you. Dreams should become your thoughts. Thoughts should become plans. Plans should become actions, which lead to fulfillment.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Really thanks. Yeah. Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, everybody. End of the show. Thank you guys for watching today. We do not have a show next week because of the holiday. So I'll see everybody back on December 4th. I don't know what I'm going to do next Friday. I love spending Fridays with you guys. Maybe I'll do a little live Thanksgiving thing from the sanctuary. We'll run around with the animals. So look for that on Facebook. I'll do a live feed at one point, and we'll meet all the animals. Next, December 4th, my guest will be the beautiful, incredible Bianca Zvork Morris. She is a vegan. She has this incredible place in Spain where you can visit and be treated to an amazing experience. She has a great organization that empowers women, and I'm really looking forward to her being on the show. She's a friend of mine, and you guys are going to love her. And that's December 4th. I'm going to end today's show with, I think, is an appropriate quote for today, and that is, real men are kind to animals. And with that, I love you guys. I'll see you guys on December 4th. Have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Peace.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.